Today's tip of the day is, well, giving up. Now, I want to expand on that and I want to talk more about that. Okay? Now, giving up is not what everyone thinks it is. Rage quitting, as other people like to put it, or whatever, when you have to essentially close the game and walk away, actually, more power to you, man. People shouldn't make fun of people for that because it's not quitting, it's they're taking a break because they will probably come back to it sooner rather than later. Now, quitting is just giving up entirely, where people will just walk away from the game and just like not play it. I don't know, maybe forever, sometimes a couple months, sometimes I've seen it like years. But you could see that as a break if you wanted to. But quitting is just giving up on the game entirely. Now, I would say to not do that because anytime you just give up something, all you do when you walk away with it is feel like absolute garbage. You get nothing from it except unenjoyment and honestly, I wouldn't say despair. I wouldn't say depression either. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. You don't walk away happy, essentially. Now, the way to deal with this is a couple of things. If you're getting angry or you're getting annoyed, you're getting frustrated, the best thing you can do is there's a couple of ways. But I'm going to explain to you guys some scientific ways that are proven to work for about 99% of people. There's always that 1%, but we won't get into that. One of the ways is to focus on your breathing. Now, I know people will hear this a lot, or it's very stereotypical, very cliche, but yes, it does work. If you breathe in very slowly and then exhale slowly, it calms your heartbeat and it will calm you down eventually. If you have to do this 3 or 4 times, you have to do this 3 or 4 times. Some people need to do it more. If this doesn't work, then get up and take a break. That's another thing. You know, if all of that just doesn't work, just get up and take a break. Now, counting to 10 is basically the same thing because the longer you count, the more relaxed you will get. Focusing on something will help to refocus your mind, essentially. So it helps you get back into the game or back on track, so to speak. Another way to combat this is to remind yourself that if you get angry or you get annoyed, actually it's okay to get annoyed, you can recover from that. But if you start getting angry or frustrated, you are basically giving the opponent a free win. Now, I know a lot of people argue with me about this, how people play better when they're angry or whatnot, but honestly, I don't think so. If they do, then they're not actually angry. They're actually refocusing their anger into, or repurposing it into focusing, essentially. So they're not actually angry. Anger clouds your judgment. So if they can make sensible judgment and play the game well, they're not actually angry. They found a way to harness that and turn it into energy to focus. And yes, that's possible. Usually through meditation, but I'll get to that in a minute. Another way to deal with this is by meditation, but again, it doesn't work for everybody and it's perceived differently to a lot of people as well. It's just body control, I would say. That's the best way for me to describe it. I do it myself personally. And for me, when I do meditation, it can take as short as 5 minutes, or it can take as long as an hour or more. once I get into a flow for my meditation, time isn't irrelevant. It doesn't become a factor anymore. It's only the meditation, and it takes as long as it does. I really can't control it after that point. But that doesn't work for everybody. So what I will say is you can also find a motivation, right? You can find someone that is motivational to you, or your idol, so to speak, or whatever. Imagine all the things that you've went through and tell yourself, hey, I'm still here, right? You know, I'm still here. My life may not be fine at the moment, but I've still gotten past it and I'm still going. Just remind yourself that, and it will usually help give you motivation to keep going for just about anything. Tell yourself, if I did this, then I can get past this, essentially. I won't get too personal and into it, but my parents dropped me off in a city when I was 19, and I had to learn everything by myself. And in that same period of time, I got hit by 3 cars because people can't drive in Utah, and that's why they're called Utards, but that's besides the point. I got hit by a truck on the 3rd one, and I miraculously didn't break a bone, but I got smacked onto the sidewalk and lost a lot of blood from, scraping up onto the gravel and getting, flung forward. But I've gotten past that. I'm still here. I'm sure you've went through something in your life. We all have, right? We all have our trials and problems to get past. But again, remind yourself, you've gotten past those problems. You've gotten past those trials. You're still here. You're still going. Keep that in mind, and you'll always have the motivation to keep moving forward. Just tell yourself it gets better. Even if it doesn't get better 3 days from now, even if it doesn't get better 3 years from now, it will get better eventually. As long as you keep that mentality, you will not get trapped in the self-fulfilling prophecy, which is if you think something's going to happen, then it will happen, because you will only see it happening as you see it yourself. You basically tunnel vision into what you think is going to happen. That's self-fulfilling prophecy. I think that's about as much as I can go into depth with it. I could do more, but I don't think it's really necessary. If you guys want to ask any questions or talk to me personally, you can always DM me on Discord. I'll leave a link to Discord in the description. My server, NPS. But I think that's about it. That's the tip of the day. I'm BragnDragon, and I will see you guys next time. Dragon out.